ActiveReportsJS Quick Start Guide. Welcome to a Quick Start Guide for ActiveReportsJS. First, navigate to our site and find the Download button at the top. After clicking the Download button, select the correct installer for your operating system. Upon completing the form, download the installer. In this example, we already had an exe downloaded, and then we installed the designer for ActiveReportsJS. Upon the install, you will have a designer app that you can open. When opened, you will be greeted with a blank section-style report. In the center area, you will have the report body area. On the bottom, there are several controls to customize the designer experience, such as snapping rules and a grid option. To the left of the designer, there is a toolbox from where you can add items onto the report. Click on an item or drag and drop them to add them to the report. Once items are on the report, you can drag them to move them or drag the box, customizing their sizes to fit your needs. Now, let's get started with retrieving data after adding a basic title. To start, every report in ActiveReportsJS must contain a dataset. But first, we need to retrieve data from a data source. In our example, we are using a REST endpoint pointing at JSON data. So, we will add it as a remote connection and then save it. To add a dataset, we need to select the plus icon on the data source we just created. Upon opening, we will see many settings available, but we will only set the path of the JSON and then check to ensure that our fields are in place. After a dataset is added, there are a few different ways to use the data on the report. Here, we select different items on the dataset. When we drag them onto the report, a new table is shown. We also see that we can now select different items from a drop-down on the report's other existing table, or we can drag these items onto the report from the dataset. After you finish customizing the report, you can save it by using either the File tab or the Save button at the top of the screen. On the File tab, you can also see there are various report types from which we can choose. Now, let's view our report. As you can see, since this is a section report, the report grows with the data. Next, let's look at the Save dialog. Notice that ActiveReportsJS uses the RDLX JSON file extension. We use this custom file type, which is based on the RDLX format for reports inside of a JSON file. Now let's view a more complex report to explore the viewer specifically. Here we see a report that is a bit more complete. There are a few different ways to view a report inside the viewer. Currently, we are using the single-page view, but alternatively, there is an option to use the continuous view. This view will show all the pages on top of one another. Lastly, there is Galley mode. This mode removes all excess white space and will render anything not separated by a page break on one page. Now let's turn our attention back to the designer. On this report, we can see all the distinct elements through the Report Explorer at the top of the left toolbar. This concludes the Quick Start Guide for ActiveReportsJS. Visit developer.meshius.com/ActiveReportsJS/docs for in-depth guides on using and creating reports, along with applications that use ActiveReportsJS.